For young women going through breast cancer treatment, hair loss can be especially hard to deal with. A salon owner in Toronto wanted to give back by providing free microblading services to some of these women. Melissa Grelo recently had the chance to sit down with someone going through the process.
My name is Katrina Durst. I am 35 years old.
Take me back to the day and the way that you discovered that you potentially had cancer.
Yeah, so that would be June 2017. I was actually just sleeping on my stomach at the time, and I felt like a little pinch in my boob, and it woke me up. And I thought to myself, okay, there's a lump there. What does that mean? Like, my family doctor got me in to have a mammogram right away, and then I had a biopsy on the same day, and it was confirmed in August 2017 that I had breast cancer, triple negative.
You decided to be really open with your journey. Why so?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I definitely am someone that's a bit more on the shy side and wouldn't typically blast things out to the world to see, but there was something about this that was different. I knew that I couldn't hide it. I mean, I was gonna be taking time off work, I was gonna physically look different, and so I just decided to kind of own it and create this Instagram account where I can post updates on there for people to see. It actually was one of the best things I did because I got a lot of support that way. When I got my diagnosis in August, I didn't start chemotherapy till September, so I started September 8th, 2017, and I did 8 sessions every 2 weeks, so I finished mid-December, right in time for the holidays, which was lovely. And then I had about a month off, and I had surgery in January, and I had a mastectomy on one side, which was a tough decision, but I'm happy with the results so far. And April 2nd, I started radiation for 25 sessions daily, Monday to Friday.
You're now going through treatment which has had an impact on you physically, on your physical appearance and otherwise. What has that been like for you as a young woman?
I was really nervous for mostly the hair loss because, you know, it's a part of your everyday appearance. It's how people see you, and that was hard. That was hard. And I lost my hair on my head about 2 weeks after my first chemo.
So we fast forward and we discuss hair on your head, and you also understandably would lose your eyebrows through this journey as well. So the idea of doing microblading or doing something that gives you sort of semi-permanent eyebrows, I mean, on the one hand you think, oh my gosh, are we actually talking about eyebrows? I mean, you're fighting cancer, for heaven's sake, you know, you're a fighter.
Yeah.
But what does that mean to you?
You know, when you lose the hair on your head, you can cover it up with a wig or with a toque, but your eyebrows and your eyelashes are a whole other story, and that was harder. And yeah, you can't cover it up with anything. I mean, I got bangs on my wig so that I could try to cover it up, but if I'm not wearing my wig, it's out there.
Microblading is form of a semi-permanent eyebrow tattoo. So it creates very natural, fine hair stroke. So it looks realistic and very natural.
Let the fun begin.
Yes.
You reached out and thought, I want to be able to give back. And specifically, you said, I want to really help people who are fighting cancer or cancer survivors. Why did you decide to do that?
I had a personal experience, couple of clients going through cancer and then with the treatment. And I can see that how it affected them and how hard to go through.
Rethink Breast Cancer exists to help support, educate, and advocate for those concerned and affected by breast cancer, specifically young people that are concerned and affected by breast cancer.
Heather had reached out to me and said, okay, I want, you know, can you help me find some women? I reached out to you. Brings us now to the question, how did you find the women that Heather was going to work on?
At Rethink Breast Cancer, we have our Young Women's Network, and we actually have a private Facebook group that you can join. And I just went into the Facebook group and put a post out, and there were so many women that came forward to raise their hand. And I was really excited for them that they really wanted to share their story and have the opportunity to have that service, because it can be really cost prohibitive for some people. So it was so kind.
When you were talking about women in their prime having to fight cancer, where does beauty play a role in all of this? And particularly when you are going through treatment, there is a physical impact of treatment. How does something like microblading fit into the equation?
I think that post-treatment, really finding ways to rebuild that sense of self, really rebuilding some of the things that are really tied to your sense of femininity, things like microblading and being able to figure out a way to, augment some of the hair loss that you've had really does have a place and plays a huge role.
Okay, we are done today, and thank you so much.
Done.
And then you can get up and then check it out.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Heather.
You like it?
Yes, I love it. It looks so good. Your eyebrows really do define your face, and I think that's important. It's important for making me feel better.
Thanks to Katrina, Heather, and Shauna for speaking with us.